Today's announcement is all about jobs, jobs and jobs. We know that infrastructure in the past has been the driver of economic growth here in our state, adding around half percentage point to economic growth each year, and it's going to be critical, not just in stimulus today, but on the road to recovery out of this pandemic. Today's announcement, $3 billion, we've allocated, as the Premier has said, 4 tranches of that into health, education, road and transport projects. It's $2.4 billion over the next 2 years. Specifically, we are identifying projects that are shovel ready, screwdriver ready, so whether that's building roads, maintaining roads, whether it's maintenance and social housing and affordable housing, right across the board, we're bringing forward projects to keep people in work. As the Premier has said, what's also important through this is that we get a great social outcome at the end of it. We don't want a building education revolution on our hands here. We want to make sure that the infrastructure investment drives jobs growth, up to 20,000 jobs through this investment that we are announcing today, and these projects will keep people in work in what is going to be a very difficult time. Well, we want jobs flowing and the economy going during what will be a tough couple of years. The projects that we're announcing, for example, the additional support we gave to Shell Harbour Hospital means that we can get these projects moving as quickly as possible. And we've been working, this is a team effort. This is all areas of government working together on projects that might have been initial planning phases, which we announced at the previous election, working on those projects that we believe can get as many people in work as quickly as possible. So yes, infrastructure is one key tenet to the success of our economic recovery here, but that's amongst many things. And you'll see over the coming weeks, and as we head into the November 17 budget, more support. We provide over $15 billion in stimulus measures to keep as many businesses in business, as many people in jobs, but at the same time, looking at filling that void through public sector investment as private sector investment tails off. As I said, it's going to be a difficult time, and this government is completely focused on us keeping many people in work as possible and creating as many jobs for those who don't have work at this time. Kerry?
So there were 7 cases in the 24 hours to 8 p.m. last night, and one previous case has now been excluding following further investigation, bringing the state's total to 3,987. There were 8,835 tests were reported, compared with 9,316 in the previous 24 hours. And as the Premier indicated, I call upon the community to come forward and present for testing. If you have even the mildest symptoms, please present for testing. We've often used the word critical phase in our response, and this is a critical time for us. As we see case numbers decline, it's important that we don't have complacency and that we do our best endeavours to stamp out this virus and end up with no community transmission. It is critical, before we become more active and mobile ahead of the school holidays, that we drive down those cases of community acquisition to the lowest possible level, and if possible achieve no community transmission. And everyone has a part to play in achieving that. Of the 7 new cases to 8 p.m. last night, 3 are returned overseas travellers in hotel quarantine. One is from Victoria in hotel quarantine. It was a returned New South Wales residents from Victoria, and they were a nurse who worked in an aged care facility in Victoria where there had been known transmission, and all passengers on the same flight from Victoria into Sydney are in hotel quarantine.